Hey, I didn't see you there. Welcome to another Drinking and Drawing with me, Tat Franklin. I thought we could do something a little different today. In quarantine, I've been doing a lot of soul searching, trying to go back and kind of find things I've done in the past, lessons I've learned, especially I've never tried to educate anybody. I don't like it. It's weird. But I found probably a dozen old sketchbooks, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of look through those a little bit, talk about some old drawings, some stuff I've worked on, and just about what practice is and how it works and all that shit. But drinking is the foremost reason for this. Today we'll be drinking the Franklin family recipe Hot Toddy. It was freezing with the wind chill this morning. I believe it was 33 degrees with the wind chill. And I just wanted something to warm up my soul from the inside out and just make me feel good about life. So here is the Franklin Hot Toddy. It's just some hot ass water. And then you add your favorite bourbon or whiskey, honey, lemon juice, a slice of lemon, and a cinnamon stick. If your throat is sore, if you feel sickness coming on, this is great. You know, we're still in a pandemic here, so anything good, a little citrus, and perks you right the fuck up. So if you guys are unfamiliar with me and who I am, I studied art a long time ago. Now I'm a tattoo artist. I have a painting degree and a photography degree from Miami of Ohio. And a lot of people always say, this is very frustrating, people always tell me, I can never do what you do. I've brought this up before, but they talk about talent. And what really sparked my interest in talking to you guys today about some drawings that I did was I came across this in a sketchbook. 1026, and I believe this was 2006 or 2007. I'm not sure. Today in drawing, people talked about importance of exercising hand and eye, and then I made a note above that. Point is that, like anything, exercise and practice are what make us into great artists. Even back then, we're talking more than a decade ago, I was aware that drawing, just like playing a sport or a musical instrument, anything is all about practice. That's all you have to do is practice and you'll become good at it. Will you be the best? No, that takes a little bit more. Probably ambition, drive, willingness to give up friends, and that's the only way you become the top at anything, which is why I'm right in the middle and I'm very happy with that. Let's see here. So that was actually on a page with this sketch. Let's look at this. I like that I made a note. I love Dexy's Midnight Runners on here. That's pretty funny. Pretty decent structure. Now, the big thing that I did not do on this is, and now sketching, as you look across these pages, there's just a mess of information. I was writing constantly. I was drawing constantly. With these two figures, I definitely should have done some sort of structural underdrawing, but for just a quick sketch, not too bad. Now here's a portrait that I think is going in the right direction. If you look, it's super planar, and this is way later. This is probably 10 years later. You can see how I'm breaking down the face. This was a live model. Breaking down the face into the planes. You can actually see where things go in and out of. Yeah, using different shading, but shading around the object. Shapes, yo. That's pretty funny. Something really important is writing down a plan. So I think something I can tell the biggest difference between a sleeve, now that in the tattoo world, or a painting or anything, if I make notes, if I make a list, if I do tiny thumbnail sketches, and then the full execution, the quality is light and dark, night and day, completely different. something with no plan. Every now and then you get lucky, and it's okay. But the majority of the time, without an actual plan for how you're going to execute, you're going to end up with a big pile of shit. And actually, this is an interesting thing. I was never much of a 3D artist, but I built this sculpture, and what I ended up doing was I got 15 old TVs from a Goodwill. This is 2007. And I cut out acetate, which is colored plastics. I cut it out in different shapes, and when you plugged it all in, then the TVs were on static, the artwork would cling to the actual screens of the television, and then I would turn the power off and all the cutout acetate would fall off. It was an interactive kind of experience. But if you see here, this was just preliminary notes that I started to make on different things you could do with it. Glow in the dark, neon. Obviously, I ran through a whole bunch of ideas before I got to what finally was the best idea for that project. And I think that was the only good grade I got in that class. This is a fun one. This had to have been more recent when I was tattooing, but you can see some problems right away. It's Bruce Willis. It's supposed to be a sketch of Bruce Willis from The Fifth Element, which if you haven't seen that film, I don't know what you're doing with your life. But one of the immediately, let's see if I can correct this on like a screen and show you while I'm doing this, but the eyes are too close together. A trick is, I'll make a line here, boop, but the pupils should basically be at the corners of the mouth, and that's just sort of a structural thing. Maybe next week or the week after I'll do a drawing, a portrait, and we'll talk about breaking down the face into the different segments, but it looks like I started to do an underdrawing there. The red pencil, so that's a tattoo thing. If you guys are unfamiliar, until Procreate and iPads, every tattoo artist would pencil sketch something, typically in a lighter pencil tone, a red or a really hard pencil, so you get a light line. Then you lay tracing paper over top of it, like this. I think I have it here. Yeah. So like this, you would do the pencil sketch, then trace over it, tracing paper over it, then ink over top of that. That's what you use to make your stencil and execute. And that just works really well on any drawing. Like if you look at any of these other little pieces I have on here, light sketching, and then what have we been doing every week? Sketching, then snapping solid lines, then a hard outline, fade out around it. It's very easy, very effortless. But what I really wanted to show you guys was that it's all about practice and repetition. I couldn't do this without thousands and thousands and thousands of hours leading up to this moment. So, pretty quick, pretty easy today, but I just wanted to take a look at my journey. Well, today sure has dug up a lot of weird memories for me. I think the key here is that no one starts out absolutely incredible in anything that they're doing. And if they tell you that, then they're completely lying. I think that practice can never be overrated enough, and that the importance of it is life-changing. And I think right now, we all have an opportunity to practice more, learn a new skill, apply yourself in a different direction. I'm gonna go draw some shit. I'll see you guys next week.